is a pretty hot late summer afternoon here in the South Bay as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Today we've got an NFC matchup on tap as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the San Francisco 49ers. The kicker, Jake Moody's got it teed up, and we are underway now from Santa Clara. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They'll be led out by the third overall selection back in 2018 from USC. It's Sam Darnold.
And I know that last year in 2024, New York Jets fans were watching him and saying, that's the guy we thought we were going to get. But he found his groove in Minnesota, finishing the top 5 in passing yards and touchdowns last year. Now in Seattle, they would prove that last season was no fluke.
They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. Now Darnold. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Darnold. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Michael Williams coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. But defensively, you really can't script the start much better. You get a 3 and out and a sack.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. They kept him short of a first down on first and second down, and then on third down they pick up a sack. What tremendous momentum for them to start this game.
The Seahawks will call on Michael Dixon on 4th down to punt this one away. Good return there, 17 yards. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. And trotting out there leading them is their 4th-year quarterback.
A tough time a season ago, his team missed the playoffs for the first time in his career. But he does remain one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the league. He's completed over 67% of his passes for his career. We know he's efficient. Now he wants to be spectacular and get his team back to the big game.
That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Purdy now to throw off the play action. Completes it to Jennings. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be second in a couple. Up the gun, McCaffrey. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Worked in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Back to throw, Purdy. He's going to be sacked. Back at the 23-yard line. That sack, it goes to Boye Mafe. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And 3rd and 8 now. Pass taken in. That is good tight end. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. George Kittle from 13 yards out. And the Niners post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Jake Moody now for the point after. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown.
Jake Moody to kick off for the 49ers.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Back to throw, Darnold. This one goes underneath to Walker.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
A quick throw caught by Kupp out wide. It's the first catch of the game for Kupp, and he's got a first down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. To throw is Darnold. Looking for Cooper Kupp again, 2 in a row. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Darnold down to throw. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. 2nd and 6. Now it's Darnold. He completes this to Walker. 2 yards on the pickup there. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. Throwing again is Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right? So if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
Get set, get set.
Following the fumble recovery, Purdy to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. This a 2nd and 7 from the 37.
At the 37-yard line.
Here's Purdy. And he rifles one incomplete. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
And that is incomplete. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will extend their lead even further. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. Here's Walker to start the drive. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Brings up 2nd down.
Here's Darnold. Quick hitter here, it's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
5 yards on the
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. 3rd and 4. Here's Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Taking it about the 36. So halftime here out west. Let's go east. That's where we find Scott Hanson with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hanson, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. And we welcome all of you back here on EA Sports for quarter number 3. 10-0 is our score as we get started again on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The 49er offense set to go to begin quarter number 3. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 7 yards there and a first down.
And the 49er, first down. First and 10.
Well, not a lot of flash and dash on that play. 2nd and 2, and they hand it to the big man. And he ends up picking up a first down. A little bit of gray area there, though. But I think what they thought, hey, we hand it to him here. If we come back and don't get it, we still got another down to try and pick it up.
Connects with Kittle underneath. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. They'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers.
First down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They go play action here. Purdy be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
That's into the hands of Pearson on the right side. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
It's 3rd and 7.
Purdy sets up to throw again. He's got this complete to Ayuk on the out route. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
And now a fake on the jet sweep, and instead they'll give it to McCaffrey. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a 1st.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
It's a loss of 9.
The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack.
At the 19-yard line.
Before they can snap it, time runs out on this 3rd quarter of play. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the 4th and final quarter.
Get set, get set. Watch out.
Purdy off the play fake. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. A 10-yard completion, but still now facing 3rd and goal.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. And then
that is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. Great effort there. A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the 49ers are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game. Now Moody for the PAT. He's got it, and it's 17-0.
Makes the score
A 10-play drive that time. And it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown.
Jake Moody to kick off for the 49ers.
So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. Now a hit and a loose football. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
The shotgun snap for Darnold. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Darnold. Oh, Darnold loses it. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable 4th quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And tip your cap to DeMarcus Lawrence. Nice play defensively.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage. Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
He'll get this to Jennings over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first.
It's 4th down.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. That is incomplete. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
At the 34-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Darnold. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
Complete to Jackson Smith-Njigba. An 8-yard pickup. 1st down.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Connecting with Kupp here on the out route. And he goes out of bounds and looks like right at the 50. Now 2nd and 3.
7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
From the 50, it's Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided.
Get set, get set. 18, watch out.
McCaffrey on the counter. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Seahawks 33-yard line.
Outside. 18.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. It'll go as a 1st down for San Francisco and a pickup of 16. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described. Manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage. They're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Give Uchenna Nwosu the credit for the stuff. Let him go by a little too easily there.
Well, that's what we saw in film, isn't it? His head goes down oftentimes when he goes to punch when he's trying to block. And when you do that, you can't see your target. He went right past him and made the play.
Side McCaffrey, and he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game.
Certainly not the highest of scoring games, Charles. Their offense did some okay things, not a lot of points on the board, but enough for the win with how their defense was playing in this one.
Yeah, they certainly brought their A game, didn't they? They weren't fooled by anything that was presented to them from start to finish. That defense, they might as well have told their offense, guys, just kick a field goal. We've got it today.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The 49ers get the win here at home as we say so long from Santa Clara.